As you can see, snow. Hello everybody, I thought I'd do a video on cold weather sort of gear because it's very cold in the UK at the moment. We've had lots and lots of snow. I'm filming this on Friday, but this will be Saturday afternoon's video. But we've been getting sort of snow on and off for the last couple of days, and the temperature's never gone above freezing, so none of it's melted, and we're expecting a lot more snow today. So I think this video is a good time to sort of do a video about why, you should be prepping for stuff on a very basic level, because obviously you get proven right time and time again if you do very basic prepping. Obviously up to you how long you take your supplies. As I've said to people in videos before, I only do mine for like 1 or 2 weeks worth of stuff, but obviously there's people that don't prepare for anything at all and then they get hit very hard by these sorts of things. So obviously, as I've said in lots of videos, you probably ought to have some bottled water in your house, or other sort of drinkable liquids, but bottled water is obviously the good choice. And, food that can last you a week or two, because obviously if you think when it's cold your pipes might freeze, you might not be able to get water out of the tap. And similarly, if you don't have enough food in your cupboards, you might run out. I was listening to the radio and I was volunteering the other day, and there was people on there complaining that they've only got like, a day's worth of food in their cupboard, and what they're going to do because they can't get out of the house. Well, surely you should think ahead and think, oh, there's bad weather coming, I better get enough supplies in, or just keep enough supplies in anyway, but no, they don't do that. So obviously there's that side of it, being prepared with, I guess, fuel for the cold, depending on how you heat your house and everything like that, food and water, and there's gear if you do have to go outside in it. What have you got? Because again, there's been issues of people having no cold weather clothes, despite the fact we're only just coming out of winter now. So there's always that, which is funny. So I thought I'd go for a review what I've been wearing, or the sort of clothes I've been wearing recently that have been keeping me really warm outside in the cold, despite how cold it has been, -7 at times. And again, if you're in some sort of Nordic country where it is very cold, often Siberia or somewhere like that, that's not going to be cold for you in comparison, but be aware that's a lot colder than it normally gets in the UK. And that's why we have the problems where everything sort of just stops when the weather's a bit extreme, because nobody here knows how to deal with it. So what I've got on my head, we'll go through that first, is an East German neck warmer. You can get British Army neck warmers, which are pretty much the same thing. It's kind of just a stretchy material that keeps you warm. You can actually pull it up like that as well. Keep yourself really warm with it. I normally just keep it like that. I've got a Czechoslovakian from the 60s. This is on the cool IR pattern on it. It's a bit like a deer stalker, but it has the flap. So the reason I like this obviously is you can pull it down, then you can button it up underneath your chin like that, and combined with that, that will keep your ears really warm and everything like that. At the back it will still keep your head warm and everything like that, because I find personally my head is the area where I lose a lot of heat. I think it's just generally if you've got uncovered parts of your body and you're outside and very cold, that's where you'll lose heat. Right, so what have I been wearing for warmth? Now, it will depend on what I'm doing on the day, but generally an M65 type jacket is very good. This is an unofficial M65 jacket from what I'm aware, but I do have an official one in my car. I found this in the conservatory the other day. I was like, oh, cool, I have a second M65 jacket. So they've got a cold weather sort of liner on the inside that's very useful. Then you've got the outer jacket. M65s are great because you can take the liner out in the summer if you wanted to wear it as a lightweight summer jacket, or you can have it with the liner in that traps heat very, very well. So this has both buttons and a zip, and it's kind of waterproof on the outside. I wouldn't say it's waterproof, but it's water resistant. If water goes on this, most of it rolls off. You can wear it in the cold. It also has a hood at the back. So again, with all the other layers, you could then actually get your hood and pop that over as well to be even warmer. So what else have I got? I've got one of these fleecy tops. I wear these a lot. I've got a couple of different ones of these, but it's kind of like synthetic sheep's wool in there. It's not even sheep's wool, but it's like some sort of polyester filled stuff that's very warm. And then under that I have like a vest and a regular jumper. And again, if I'm going out and it's going to be really cold, I'll probably put thicker jumpers on under all these layers. Obviously the important part is layering, because you're wearing, like a vest, especially if it's a thermal vest, then maybe a t-shirt if you wanted to on top of that, and then, you know, a jumper of various thicknesses, then like a secondary jumper kind of lightweight jacket, then a heavyweight jacket, and that's obviously going to keep you really warm. If you wanted to go even more overkill, you could then put like a raincoat on top or an NBC coat on top. For trousers, I've not been bothering wearing like any sort of leggings, or well, I wouldn't wear leggings as a man, but you know what I mean, the sort of tracksuit bottoms, because I know you can put like thin tracksuit bottoms on and then put your over trousers on over the top. I've not bothered with that because I don't find my legs really get all that cold, but if your legs do get cold, obviously think about wearing 2 pairs of trousers. Then wear a couple of pairs of socks, because you'd be surprised how cold it can get on your feet if they're not doing much. Then obviously proper boots, so your boots are higher than the snow, so it's not going to go in that way. As for gloves, there's 2 kinds I like. I've got these ones. If you're going to be briefly out in the cold, these are really good because they're fingerless and you've got a lot of control over what you're doing with your hands. Obviously your fingers will start losing heat. And then I've got my public order ones. These are a bit clunkier, harder to do fine controls with the gloves, but you know, they're very, very good at keeping your hands warm and protected. So it depends what you want really from your gloves. Of course you could buy a couple of different pairs of gloves and then, you know, wear what's useful for what you're doing on the day. But yeah, I mean, even with all this gear, this hood here, there's a hood here on the back of my blue top, so I could of course pull that over that. I could actually have this one over that as well if I wanted to be really excessive. Then pop the sort of deer stalker type hat on top. That's probably not the best way of doing it, but you get the idea. There's lots of ways you can layer up and keep yourself really warm. But again, as I was saying, this I think proves the point of why you should do some basic prepping type, you know, activities, because there's so many people who always get caught short in this sort of thing, and you think, really, you should have seen this coming. You know, I never have an issue. But so now you have all the people crashing their cars trying to drive around because they need to get to a supermarket, and of course walking's hard for people, so they have to drive out and crash their cars because they can't get food because they didn't put any in their cupboards. So there you go. That's what I'd kind of recommend, or I'm sort of wearing at the moment in terms of cold weather gear.